to math this week. Another awesome week where we get to sharpen our subtraction mental math skills. But before we can start sharpening our subtraction, we need to work on and remind ourselves of how we do addition. So if you have a whiteboard, you can follow along with the whiteboard, or you can challenge yourself to work on these problems in your head. So let's take a look at the first one. It is 43 plus 5. 43 plus 5. How can we solve this? Let's take a look at the ones. Remember, if the ones place is more than 10, we're going to break it apart. If the ones place is less than 10, we can use our place value. So, what's 3 plus 5? We're adding numbers in the same place. 3 plus 5 is, it's 8. Is 8 less than 10? Yes, it is. So we can keep solving with our place value. We already have our ones place. What's going to be in our tens place? The 40, because that's the only number in our tens place. So 43 plus 5 is 48. Good job, awesome people. Okay, what about 39 plus 8? 39 plus 8. Ooh, how can we solve this? Let's look at the ones. 9 plus 8. Ooh, is that going to be more than 10? Yes, it definitely is going to be. Because 9's paired to 10 is 1. 8 is way bigger than that. So how are we going to solve this equation? We can make the next 10. We can break this number apart into other addition sentences. So let's make 39 its next 10. How can we do that? What is 9's paired to 10? It's a 1, and where are we going to get that from? The 8. We can take this 1, add it to the 39. What are we going to get? 39 plus 1 is 40. That next 10. Exactly. Okay, we have our 40. That's part of our answer. But what are we going to add to 40 to solve this problem? What is left in the 8? If we took out 1, what would be left over? A 7. So that's what we're going to add to our 40. 40 plus 7 equals, we know this, equals 47. So what is 39 plus 8? 47. Exactly. We want to be warming up in these skills so they can stay fresh in our brain so we can use them when we need to. Okay, Super Scholars, let's take a look at our learning target for Monday. It says, I can solve a teen subtraction equation with the take out 10 strategy. So far with our subtraction knowledge, we have just been working to subtract from a tens number, like 20, 50, 80. But this week, we're going to be building that strategy knowledge by subtracting from any two-digit number. So today, we're just going to focus on teen numbers. Teen numbers go from 11 to 19. They're all the numbers that have one 10 and then a certain amount of ones. So today, we're just going to be working on breaking apart a teen number with our same take out 10 strategy. So first, before we get into our whiteboard action, I want to show you what taking out a 10 looks like with a teen number. So I'm going to pull up our doubles 10 frames, and I want you to watch carefully what's happening. Let's see. Okay, Super Scholars, here we go. The first teen subtraction equation we're going to solve is 11 minus 9. 11 minus 9. Up here, I have 11 on our double 10 frame. I have a 10 and a 1. 1 10, 1 1. We know that in our take out 10 strategy, we don't want to take this 9 from the whole 11. We just want to take the 9 from a 10. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Instead of starting over here to take from 9, all I'm going to do is take the 9 from the 10 that's in 11. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to take out 9 from this blue 10. So I'm going to take out 9. Look at that. I took out 9 from the 10. What do we have left over? How many do we have left over? We just have 2 left over. We have 1 from our 10 and another 1. Together they, of course, make 2. So using that same take from 10 strategy, we can solve 11 minus 9. So let's look at that quickly as we write out the steps. So what we just did is we took out the 10 from 11, and instead we solved the equation 10 minus 9. And we know this because it's a pair to 10 fact. 10 minus 9 is, it is 1. And then we added this 1 with what was left over from the 11. 1 and 1. Together, that is such a simple fact, and we know it's 2. That's a fact that everyone can solve super quickly in their heads. So even though 11 minus 9 is a much smaller equation than we've been working with, the same strategy can apply. So we're going to look at a second problem with our 10 frames so we can really see how this strategy works. And that problem is 12 minus 9. We're going to solve 12 minus 9. In our 10 frame, I show 12 as a complete 10 and then 2 more. To use our strategy, we're not going to take this 9 from this whole 12. We're just going to take the 9 from the 10 that's in 12. So I'm going to take a 10 that's within 12 and subtract the 9 from it to make that simpler equation for myself. So I'm going to take the 10 and take 9 away from this 10 instead. What is left in the 10? What's left? 10 minus 9. It is 1, exactly. And how much is left in the 12? How much? We had 12 overall, and how much is left there? There's a 2. So look, when I combine these together, add what I see up on our 10 frames, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1 equals what? Equals 3, which is our answer. We were looking at how this take out 10 strategy can be seen in our 10 frames and as we write out the steps in those simpler equations. Now, Super Scholars, we are just going to be working on the steps and our equations. So I'm going to take away this 10 frame, and now, if you haven't already, I really want you to be working on your whiteboards. Are you ready to write out all the steps with me? Okay, here we go. Oh, but look what it is instead. It's a this or that. That means it's your time to stand up. I want everybody out of their chair so they can move their body for just 5 seconds. So, I'm going to ask you, what power would you like to have? Would you like to have magic powers? Have a magical wand? If so, you're going to swim in place. Or would you like to have a time machine where you get to travel to any time that happened in history? If then you're going to run in place. So what would you prefer to have, a magic wand or a time travel machine? I would love to have a time travel machine, so I'm going to run in place. Are you ready? 5 seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is it, my little running. So we can just take that breath and sit back down with our whiteboards because another subtraction sentence is ready for us to solve. And this one is 13 minus 8. What is 13 minus 8? Let's think about it. How can we solve 13 minus 8? How can we break it apart to make it simpler for ourselves? Let's take this 8 from a 10. And where do we get it from? The 13. We could use the 10 within 13 and create a simpler equation. Can you write out this simpler equation? 10 minus 8 equals what? That equals 2 because 8 and 2 are pairs to 10. Okay, what's our next step? We already have 2 that's left, and we need to find what else is left in our 13. If we took out this 10, what is left over? Just the ones, which in this case is 3. So we have our 2 parts that are left over. What are we going to do to get our answer? We're going to add them together. So can you write that out? 3 plus 2 equals, what's 3 and 2 together? It is a nice 5. So can you read this with me? 13 minus 8 equals 5. Good job, Super Scholars. Are you ready for one more together? One more? Okay, reset, here we go. Up next, and last but not least, is 16 minus 7. So, if you think you are feeling really confident with your takeout 10 strategy, I challenge you to solve this problem without writing anything down. But only if you're there yet. If you still need to write it with me, that's totally okay. You decide for yourself. Are you ready for the challenge to only solve this in your head? So what would we do first? 16 minus 7. I want to solve by taking from a 10. So what do I need to do? I need to take out that 10 from the 16 and create a simpler equation for myself. What is this simpler equation going to be? 10 minus 7. And I can solve this quickly with my pairs to 10 knowledge. 10 minus 7 is, it is 3 exactly. I know part of my answer is going to be 3, but I need to add to it what's left over. And what else is left over in this problem? There's numbers left over in the 16. I know I already took out a 10, so how much is going to be left? 6 is going to be left, just the ones place. So I know I have a 6 left from the 16 and a 3 left from my simpler equation. How am I going to find my answer? What am I going to do? I'm going to add them together to get my answer. Let's write out this simpler equation. I have 6 plus 3, which equals So if you challenged yourself to work mentally, did you get the same answer as us? Okay, awesome people. I have been so impressed with all your subtraction skills and how you're able to break apart a problem to solve. Now you're going to have 2 team subtraction problems to solve on your own using our same strategy. So let's take a look at what they are. We've got 2 problems up, and that is 15 minus 7 and 14 minus 6. Your challenge today as Super Scholars is to solve 15 minus 7 and 14 minus 6 using our same take from 10 strategy. Like always, show exactly what you are doing and explain to me why you are doing it that way. Why does this strategy work, and how does it help us find our answer? So these 2 problems are up next, and you're going to take a video of how you solved and how exactly you got your answer. Why is that answer the correct one? Okay, 2nd grade, I'm so excited for us to keep building those subtraction skills. So let's get to work.